Warren, how was that game won in the final quarter?
How was it won?
Yeah.
That's a good question. In the first half, we were the architects of our own problems in terms of the number of turnovers and stuff, and England, and we gave them that ascendancy in the first half by doing those things. We didn't feel like they created a lot from an attacking perspective. We didn't feel they put us under a huge amount of pressure. And we tidied some things up in the second half, and I just thought we finished incredibly strongly. We went through some pain last week in terms of how hard we trained, and the message to the players was, there's no way that anyone else is training this hard, and that, I think that paid off dividends, and dividends not just from the physical point of view, just from a mental point of view. And we said before we left the hotel that we would win today because we'd forgotten how to lose. So really proud of the boys, a great performance, and they should enjoy their party tonight.
Alun, what does the performance, the result and the record mean to you, please?
I think the improvements in the performance that we said would come was really important. We've been very real about how much we needed to improve, and I think we did that in large parts today. As Gat said, there was a couple of things where you can't really give a team like England that opportunity, and we showed that up in the second half, and like I say, got the result.
Alun, when we saw you roaring to the crowd at the end, you've played in 18 of these now. Where does that one rank, and what were your emotions on full time?
Excuse my voice. Probably a tad uncouth on my part, but I'll indulge for a split second. But I think we're very, again, real about what we've got ahead of us. We'd probably like to play the Saturday coming to keep the momentum going. We've got a fallow week that we've got to use and prepare for Scotland. But it'll definitely be up there. It's one of my better Saturdays, I suppose.
Warren, Eddie Jones said that he wanted to come down here and spoil your party. It's going to be a fair party for your guys tonight, is it?
Yeah, they deserve to celebrate. It's some performance and territory and possession. I thought the work we had done in terms of our aerial game, knowing how much they were going to kick the ball, I thought we were absolutely outstanding in the air. And I thought tactically we were really smart too. They didn't expect us to come with a pick and go strategy in the 22, and that definitely caught them out as well. So and there was probably a few opportunities in that first half where we had shortened them up, and we probably didn't expose them enough. But look, it was a tight, tough test match. It was physical. You saw the tackles going in by both sides. There was no quarter given in terms of how ferocious that was, particularly in that first period. But I'm so proud of how strong we finished, and we decided to change. We named the wings as well, so we shifted the wings over. George played on the left, and so whether they'd just to throw them off a little bit too in terms of that personnel. So. It's a pleasing day, and we can enjoy the next couple of weeks and start focusing on Scotland. But we've spoken in change rooms about we've done the hard work now, and we've got to go up to Scotland and play them, which they've been very tough to beat up there, and try and win this championship.
Warren, how pleased are you with how you dealt with England's kicking game?
Look, we've been working really hard on that in the last 2 weeks, and we knew the strength of that in terms of how they've sort of kicked in the 15 channels, how they've been, they had a couple of occasions today where they kicked twice, in a row, and in the air. So, look, we put Owen under a little bit of pressure, and so he didn't have quite as much time on the ball. We try to put Ben Youngs under a bit of pressure from his kicking game as well, and that was effective. And the boys have just been working their socks off, catching the high ball and working with Jenks, and it definitely paid off. And it's nice to see that when you do put that extra work in and you're prepared for what you think's going to come and it comes off, it's a nice day. That's been the biggest thing that we've strived for in the last few years is making sure that we had an impact coming off the bench and accuracy coming off the bench, and that's in the past that's kind of been our biggest weakness, and continuing momentum or building on the momentum created by the guys. So again, the guys coming off the bench did a fantastic job for us, and they have been doing that for the last year or so, and it's part of the strategy now when we're talking about selecting a team. We are talking about guys who are starting and guys coming off the bench and what sort of impact they're able to make, and the competition within the squad has definitely helped with that, and players are really fighting hard for their position. So we're in a good place at the moment.
Warren, how much of an impact and how special was the crowd tonight compared to some of the other very special nights?
Oh, I just thought they were amazing. We heard a few renditions of Swing Low, and then the crowd droning them out, and then Land of My Fathers. That was pretty special. And look, it was a tight, tense atmosphere, and I think the greatest thing was that us scoring early in the second half to get it back to 10-6, and then 10-9, and finished as strong as we did, and that really brought the crowd into it for the last 15-20 minutes, and that, I was only sitting in the box, but hopefully that made an impact for the players.
When just a word on your fellow lot, Corey Hill, for his finish. It was pretty special, wasn't it, and pretty well timed?
Yeah, I think it was the tail end of 30-odd phases, and I think it's a good team try, but to be able to cut a line like that and take the opportunity is pretty special. And it's good to see the strength and depth we've got in the row at the minute, and everyone's putting their hand up, so it's good for Corey, but good for the team as well.
Hey Warren, in your last Six Nations, are you beginning to think perhaps a last Grand Slam might be on the cards?
That would always be nice, wouldn't it? So I try not to get too far ahead of myself, and that I just one game at a time, and I knew how important this game would be. My experience with Wales in the past is that we've always got stronger as tournaments go, and when it really matters, and when it matters about winning big games, the boys have fronted up in the past and tended to perform. So I think we'll enjoy tonight, and then we'll start thinking next week about Scotland and the challenge that they face. They'll be disappointed with their result today, and they've been making Murrayfield a bit of a fortress, and so we've got to make sure the challenge for us is that we're not complacent and we don't drop our level, because there is a huge amount at stake.
What's the psychology of that process, Warren, in terms of getting the players to build on the confidence but not becoming complacent, as you say?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's again. We're only training 3 days next week, so we train Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, and we'll assess how they are tomorrow with the medical assessments, and then start thinking about how hard we push them in terms of training. It's a few things that technically we've got to get right with our game, so that's important that we focus on that next week. And like I said, it's going to be a tough challenge up in Edinburgh, but hopefully we're ready for it.
How proud were you of how the players played? You mentioned in your TV interview, I mean, everything that's going on off the field. How proud were you of how the team coped today with the pressure and what the performance they put in?
Yeah, I think it's funny, you come to this fixture and obviously everything gets hyped up. A bit's been said about what's going on off the field, but credit to the boys. We had a good run. And it's not just the 23-24, but the squad of the 40 that prepare us. And it's a squad of 40 that prepare for these games and these wins, as well as the backroom staff. And that's why I mentioned everyone, because it is a bit of a milestone, but we didn't say much about it before the game, but it's important we recognise everyone that's been a part of it up until now. We'll continue to work as hard as we have moving forward.